The way I create my content is very effortlessly. It comes to me very naturally and is very organic. Like I don't need scripts. I don't need contents. I don't need content ideas. I don't need bullet points before I start talking about something or share something. I don't need to do all of that because it comes from here. In the beginning, before I started all of this, I was like, how can I express what I feel and what I think? How do I do that? And this is the most crucial thing because we were, I would say we were because I was in there. We were living on autopilot. We don't know, like, we don't even do things intentionally anymore. Like, we basically just do things because we have to, or because we do it so often. We do it every day that we don't even feel anything about it. We didn't even do it intentionally. For example, um, we have like, for example, you have anxiety, but you keep drinking coffee, minimum 2 cups a day, or just because you want more energy, just because you want to feel awake, just because you want to feel better, but that is like you're not fixing it at the root problem, right? You fix it by drinking more coffee because you want to feel better, but you forgot that coffee actually affects anxiety. So you do that because you do that every day because you got to work, you don't have enough time to calm yourself down. You don't have enough morning routine that you can spend um in a quiet area where you can maybe learn to meditate, you know, learn about yourself, how to control that anxiety, how to, like, what does it take to actually lower your anxiety. You don't have enough time to learn all of those things. So you live on autopilot. You get out of the house, stop at the coffee shop, get some coffee, and during the afternoon you get another one. But you didn't even think why you don't even, like, you didn't do it intentionally. Yes, you buy coffee because you want to drink it, but you do it because it's autopilot. Actually, you might not even need it. Maybe there's another thing that is better for you. Maybe there's something else that is good for you. But because we live in autopilot and we don't really notice ourselves, we don't really become more aware about ourselves, about our surroundings, about who we are and what we need, you know? So I was like that until one day I woke up and I'm like, I have been living in autopilot for years. I woke up this time, I brush my teeth, I get dressed, I go to work. I'm not happy. I got lunch and I come back home and I eat late and I watch movie all night and I sleep at 3 a.m. and I wake up, is repeating like this. And until one day I snapped out of this because I realized something. It was like I had eye opening, you know. So I became more aware about myself, not only about myself, but most importantly is my thought. And that is why creating content for me is slowly becoming more natural because I started to listen to my body, listen to what's in here. And I'm not always saying everything that's in here, you know. I would, what's the word? In the beginning, I don't know what to say, what not to say, what is right to say and what is wrong to say, what is supposed to be personal and what is supposed to be helping others. I didn't know in the beginning. So that thing take that thing takes practice. The more I talk, the more I express, the more I understand, and the more, like, it's like the more I say it, the more I know that, okay, this is something that should be shared, something that could help others if I share it. But maybe this is a bit too personal. I should keep it with myself. So the more I practice, the more I learn about myself, the more I listen to myself and become more aware of how I feel at the time, what I'm thinking at the time, and not just doing things on autopilot without noticing exactly what I'm thinking. Sometimes when You live life like that, you don't even notice the thoughts you were having during the day. You didn't even notice whether you like this or you don't like that because you were on auto, for years, and you become numb to the taste of life and even your own thoughts. So that is why the way I create such an amazing creative process, because I don't need hours of the day. I don't need hours of the day to just talk about something or share about something that could help others, or talk about my perspective or things that I've learned that can also benefit others. It doesn't take lots of hours in the day because it's spontaneous. So when it happened, it happened. Before, it would take me, I don't know, 2 to 3 contents a week, because I didn't really know how to, what to say, and sometimes I would still shift back to autopilot, and I didn't really know what's going on in my head, in my body. But recently, it has been much improved. For the past, it's not a long time actually, but it was such a short time. But I discovered myself, and I believed, and I trust in my flow. Yesterday, I created 5 videos in one day. The clock hasn't touched 2 p.m. yet. And I was like, wow. And that day was actually the day that I had only 4 hours of sleep, and I was a little bit under the weather. But even on those days, um I would still naturally produce 5 contents without forcing something out of me. And so in other normal days, it's also the same. Minimum would be 2 contents a day, 2 contents per day. So if I only create 1 content a day, I already have 7 videos. If I create at minimum 2 per day, I have 8. Wait, I have 14. So, and the minimum for me is 2 every day. Since I discovered my creative flow and how my energy works, and how efficient, how I can use it the most efficient, and like max out the potential, I had never create at least 1 video per day anymore. I don't produce just 1 per day anymore. And so right now, like my content vault, I would say vault because there's a lot in there, is, what's it called? It multiplies. Multiply? Yeah, it multiplies every day. Every day I have 2 adding into the vault. The day after that I have 3 adding into the vault. The day after that I have 2. The day after that I have 4. It gives me the freedom in creation. It gives me the freedom to live my life and still having the contents to post for the platform in order to grow. And those things allow me to live life, explore other things in life, step outside of the house, go somewhere that I've never been. And in doing so, those things give me experiences or lessons that I would learn. And those things became the source of my spontaneously creation. I just want to share this because I think there's a lot of people, like a lot of content creators, are going through similar things and they don't know how to fix it.